Let me ask you something. If you found your very first truck ever sitting in a barn and you had the opportunity to buy it back, would you? Put it back, we got to redo it. I didn't hit record. Before we get into the story, because you know there's a story, I had to make some room in here. Why do I only have 2 of those? Where's the other 2? Batteries always die at the worst time. You know what I mean? Always. Seriously though, I don't know where those other 2 are. I mean, I know what happened to them. There was a very heavy police car that was put on them and then flattened them right out. And I know that I have 2 replacements that are still brand new in a box. But where did I put those boxes? I don't know. Only place I can think that they would be right now is up here. Now, that's seat foam for the Love. 1967 Ford Mustang seats. Well, this is no good. I can't find them anywhere. I'm gonna need 4 of those. Crap. Might have to stop it at the Harbor Freight. Why? I wouldn't have left them in Florida, I don't think. Did I give them away? Ah. Now, I'll admit, I got a little clickbaity. Oh, it is in a barn. It's a very nice barn. And also, I didn't just find it, I knew where it was. Do we need another project around here right now? No, we've been working on this one for like 4 years. And we got another one that's now just on the wall and outside and over there. But how often does somebody get the chance to buy that first big project, their first truck ever? How many people get the chance to buy that back again? I don't really know where I'm gonna put it. I don't really know what my plans are with it. I just know that I'm getting my very first truck back and I'm super excited. So come on, let's go get it. Bobo! There he is. What are you doing? Yes.
Here, the cop, he blew by me and then and slowed way down. Those were on the back of the truck. I was like, yeah, dude, they're not missiles.
It was at this point I was about to see something I haven't seen in a very long time. My very first full custom build. Not only that, my first truck ever. I promised you a story. This story, it starts even before me. I don't know much about the story before me, but it was a hopper when I first got it. It was made to just beat up. It had hydraulics, and it was just made to have fun. Now, a friend of mine got a hold of it, probably for super cheap, had it out at a party, and we were just having fun with it. Hitting switches. I don't remember what happened first, but a hydraulic cylinder went through the control arm, so the front end was done for, and the rear end literally broke in half. But what do you do when you're having fun with a truck that was just made to beat up on? You keep beating up on it, kept playing with the switches and whatever, till we were done, and it had to get put in the shop, but it had to go around the building. I don't even remember who it was, but he had a newer Ford pickup. I could pull that around, no problem. Well, we enjoyed our fun. Same friend who had this truck also had a big giant bread truck. So of course, we all thought it was a whole lot more fun to use the bread truck to pull it around than this guy's Ford. Maybe a little too much fun. But you know what? It didn't matter because it wasn't my truck at the time. By the time we got it around to the back of the shop to get it in, the question was, how the heck are we going to get the bread truck out after we pull this S10 into the building? But really, it wasn't pulling it into the building anyway. Oh, that poor truck. Eventually, it was pulled in with said Ford pickup. So here's where this beat up, now body damaged S10 becomes my responsibility. I had this old Cutlass that I was messing around with, learning on. I had no idea what I was doing. I ended up trading that for this truck because I always wanted a truck. I wanted to build a mini truck, and this was available. So yeah, I took it. I took on that challenge, and let me tell you, I learned a lot. I learned to weld on this truck. I learned custom suspension, brakes, fuel system, minor engine repairs, body repairs, you name it. I cut my teeth on this truck. And for really not knowing what I was doing way back then, it turned out pretty good. Fast forward about a year, my kids were really young at the time. And I had so much fun building that truck, and I loved having that mini truck, that I decided I should build an extended cab. So in 2005, I got an extended cab Tacoma, and I sold that green and silver S10 to a really good friend of mine. He drove it for a year or two, and let me tell you, the stories, they just kept coming. A lot of dragging frame. Spinning out in the middle of the highway when we were at Truck Bash. Getting pulled over for armed robbery. Armed robbery!
Dude, 3 of them crossed the road, all jumped out, guns drawn.
We were all out for a club cruise one day because we were having a barbecue, and that's what we did back then. We drove by an old used record store at the same time that it was getting robbed. 2 of my friends were in this S10, and their descriptions put together matched the description of the guy who was robbing the place. Cops pulled over that truck. They were cuffed and stuffed, and oh man, it was crazy. They got out, obviously. They didn't do it, but man, that was nuts.
Armed robbery. Thought they got them for armed robbery. Yeah! We got a good 8 squads. Show up, guns drawn. Get out of the truck!
It's a nice vehicle for armed robbery.
I'm not 100% sure of how it got to this state. I know that my buddy Sal, the one that I sold it to, his name's Matt. He wanted to kind of make it his own, and he had some ideas for it. I don't know if it got, the suspension was taken out and things were taken apart, and he never got to it, or what. I don't know. But it ended up being sold to another good friend of mine, Bobo, which you've just met in the video here. And it sat in his barn for a long time until today.
Okay.
There you go.
It's not happy.
Nope.
Oh, well, did.
Lock it out.
I don't want to let it go without testing the brakes.
Oh, my first truck back. Ran it into a tree.
Write it out, Bob.
You want me to do it? Because we didn't exchange the title yet?
Gotta figure out how to get out of here.
Oh yeah, you gotta let that fender down.
At your service, sir.
Hey, thanks. I mean, it wasn't a very dramatic video. You know, maybe we could have had the strap break like halfway or something. And you could start yelling at us. You know what I mean? Like, this is pretty less dramatic than the stuff that we've used to do.
Yeah. Put it back. We got to redo it.
Yep.
I didn't hit record.
Hope you're f***ing kidding.
I went ahead, went to Harbor Freight, got a couple new wheel dollies, so we can get this thing moving around. I should have got 4 so they all matched, but I didn't. It'll be alright, they all got wheels. They all have 4 wheels, they all roll. I mean, what's the difference, right? Shut up, Daisy Duke. This just keeps getting better and better. Another good friend of mine just reached out, said he's got the original wheels I had on this truck in his garage, right next to the time machine. Yeah, time machine. I gotta sit in it.
So if you fire it up, the handle, just like in the movie where you turn the time circuits on, just turn it towards you, it should fire up.
Shut up. Dude, you have got to be freaking shitting me.
Capacitor's fluxing.
Dude, you even got the hoverboard and the suit.
Dude, the hoverboard, the remote.
I am just geeking out in this thing.
Yeah, I mean,
this
dude,
is
it's
so
like,
dang cool.
you don't know whether to feel cool or like the biggest dork on the planet when you're driving it. People just love this thing. Like, you pull into Quick Trip and it's like you're there for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, I bet.
You know, it's all those years I was trying to get attention with my Mini, and all I needed was a DeLorean.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? These are a knockoff of the actual Nike Air Mags, but we did an event with T-Pain. I'm sure you saw last
yes,
spring.
I did.
And T-Pain had the real Air Mags on. They're like 15 grand for a pair. And he was sitting right where you were, and he gets out and he freaking hit the button and laced them up, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. You know, and then we got like the camera. You know, that's the actual not screen use camera, but the correct model number and everything like that. It's a little beat up, but
holy smokes, dude. Yeah. This is awesome. Nice work.
Thank you.
Dude, I can't tell you how awesome it is that I got that truck back.
Oh, dude, I saw that the other day when you posted that. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Like I had recently asked, I think it was at Sal's birthday maybe last year.
Yeah.
Or it was in the spring.
Yeah, in April.
I was like, where is that truck? Like, cause it just kind of disappeared, you know? And he told me it was up in Bobo's barn. And I'm like, okay, well, at least it's still around, you know? But to have you get it back and actually gonna put it back on the road, you know, and drive that thing again, like that's your firstborn coming home. Who let you out here?
So I gotta let myself out. So my good friend who had this at one time rigged this up so could run a pump and get it up off the ground and be able to move it around without the hydraulic pumps in it when he sold it to my other good friend. What I'm going to do now is let that fluid out of there. And I think what I'm going to do is just let that fluid flow right back into one of these pumps. We could take this dump off. And we can let that flow right back into the tank. We're gonna need some vice grips, I think. This was rigged up where the fronts were down here on this ball valve and the rears were on this one, and they were both on this one. So if we open up the rear one and the front one, and then we open up this one, it should all flow back in here and the truck will go down. Front's open. We're gonna do one at a time. We're gonna do the front and then we'll do the rear. All right, that worked. We're definitely making a mess, but that worked. Hydros are super cool, guys. Super cool. They are actually really cool, guys, and you can get them to ride better than factory. Don't believe the myths. But I think in this case, we are gonna pull it out in favor for air ride, because I do want to drive this every day and not have to worry about batteries and pumps and fluid and everything being back here. I want to put a bed floor back in this, and yeah, daily drive it. So for just sitting around for a long period of time, this really isn't all that bad. It's in pretty good shape. I mean, I gotta fix some paint. Looks like somebody's trying to three-wheel there. These corners really should have been radiused, because it's gonna crack here no matter what you do, unless you put a radius in here. So we'll have to do that. This skin is framed, feels like 1.5 by 1.5 ish, and the roll pan down here is the same. That actually feels more like a 1 by 3. This license plate box I actually want to move down to the roll pan, because I want to hide a hitch behind it. I would love to pull a small camper with this truck. And while we're fixing all the paint on this truck, this stripe here is actually a sticker. I can't have a sticker. It's got to be paint. What really sucks about that is that it's clear coated over. Here's my idea. I think a hand turned silver leaf stripe would be pretty cool on here. What do you think? I think so. That's what I'm gonna do. But you know what? We're gonna need some advice. We're gonna have to call the one and only, the infamous Rob Boss.
I'm Rob Boss. Join me for my hot new segment, The Dirty Joy of Pinstriping.
Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of him. Now that you know the history of this truck and how I got it back, what is it? It's a 1990 Chevy S10, two-wheel drive, standard cab, short box, with a whole lot of tweed in it. That's a lot of tweed. This 4-cylinder might be getting pulled out in favor for something more like a 4.3 V6. And really the only reason I'm thinking that is because, like I said, I do want to pull a camper with this. And I think it'll be a whole lot happier with a couple extra cylinders, you know? I remember wrapping these door panels. You know what? I still got the scar to prove it. Filleted the skin right off my knuckle. And this is really cool too. I glued my business card on the back of this thing when I made these. March of 2004. I had 5.25 ADS speakers in here that they sounded really good. And then I had just that one IlumiPro Alchemy 10, and that was it. This thing sounded so dang good. I actually used to compete in sound quality competitions with it, with 2 5.25s and a 10. Did pretty good too. And I don't really hate the tribal flames on this, but since we're gonna be modernizing it, I think maybe we'll ditch those, especially the ones up here. Even got it on the dash. Yeah. I've always loved these Phantom grills, and this one is still in great shape. That's gonna polish up real nice. I don't know what the big plans are gonna be for this. I just know that I wanna leave it pretty much how I had it 20 years ago, just modernized a little bit. I wanna daily drive this thing, spring through fall. You know what I mean? Like snowfall to snow melt. Wait. No, snow melt to snowfall. Yeah. These wouldn't do too good in the snow. Ew. I never named this truck, but my buddy Sal that I sold it to, he named it Mary Jane. And I had Mary Ellen, my 64 Impala, so I think maybe that's too close. Well, that's what I was thinking at first, but now that Mary Jane is in my garage, I can't change her name. This is Mary Jane. So, everybody, meet Mary Jane. no, don't worry. It is not taking the place of working on the 78 Chevy Love. That is main priority. That's gotta get done. But we got room for two, right? Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. This one has been super special to me. I'm just as happy as can be to get this old truck back and cannot wait to be driving it every day. Later.